all right. Downhill Thursday for real. Downhill Thursday. All aboard and welcome, man. You're locked into the morning stew right here on Creme Radio and XTV.
Leads.
XTV. Today is Thursday, the 17th
All day.
of April.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, hey, I could lead up with it. Like all kind of calls right now about some possible plane scenario.
Mm-hmm. China even say it.
Yeah, so we have to link with the Creme News Center and find out what's going on. But there's a possible plane scenario.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Well, we don't know for sure yet, but before we run my mouth and say something that isn't so, we're going to wait to get clarification from a news center.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
As what you would normally do.
Exactly. Because we don't give out no dibby information.
Yeah. But this side, they start trying to call for credible people. I know they say nothing much, but what we had to say is that I had to get them from some kind of scenario. So.
Oh yes, something to go on.
Something to go on.
Yeah.
Something to go on.
The big thing where to go on to is the 18% raise that the cabinet secretary gave himself and other CEOs at a time when there was no cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
It was the day after the election, from what I understand, and there was no cabinet. There wasn't even chairs or a table. and they gave themselves, because the cabinet secretary got 18.5% raise. That gone from 81,000 to 98,000. CEOs got 15% raise, gone from 76,000 to 88,000, retroactive to March 13th, when there was no cabinet to even discuss this.
Right.
No, if that's how you do it, I don't want to give you a raise right now. Just give you a raise. We don't have to talk to nobody. I mean, let me just go on record as to say, first of all, I don't think that CEOs deserve what they may get 80,000 and 76,000. I don't even think they deserve that. According to the PSU president, 75% of them wouldn't even make half of that in the private sector.
Of course, that we know.
Getting in a government like that, though, a big come up. But when you got the nerve to give yourself go from 81,000 to 98,000, you got people who know to make that for the whole year.
And then some.
You got people where they make half of that for the year. We got fire trucks where they run out of water. We got teachers when they get paid.
Mm-hmm.
We got people where they barbecue for pay medical bills. I want to got the nerve to go secretly giving themselves one raise on top of all the other expenses where they get thrown out of.
Right.
They need to look at these people and see who qualified to get that. And just stop to give CEOs to unqualified people where could get themselves raised while people they out there with some 2.3 unemployment. Yeah, talk about the unemployed, the underemployed. The one where they work hard for a little bit or nothing, but then they count as employed too.
Right.
So, I got to tell you now.
The CEOs thing always sit wrong with the people.
Because they don't need it.
With all the perks, and it's like we know how government
needed.
Yeah, we know how government business run. And every time somebody say they want to give themselves big pay raise, it never sit well with the public.
It don't sit right.
And always this group of people, always this group right there, so it seems to be.
My boy, that's why if you want to be rich, quick in Belize, become a crook or one politician or one minister. You don't want that. You want to get the quick.
Jesus.
But the CEOs
but
they
that
always sit wrong because they always seems to be the one who always they get a lot of perks, a lot of benefits.
And they do the least work.
I don't know what they do for what they not do. But
what CEO do, the hire, fire, get themselves raised. They don't do no work. They got people under them where they do work. And they got people above them where they tell them what to do. So all when they do that middleman, that's our $88,000 where we don't need in
raise that one thing, all the allowances go right up in the people's face.
All the perk.
I mean, they're not private sector. They're not private sector.
No.
They're private sector.
I had to tell you, there's a lot of.
Cause you could say ministers of government no make where the private sector they make either. But then they because they want it there. So the ministers they make one certain pay. The ministers they don't make where they, if you say well in a private sector how much money you possibly could have make. So why the CEOs they go on like they're not private sector, they're public person. You always sit wrong. It never go good.
Well, I put my head on the block and I tell you, I guarantee you that ministers' salary going up too. If we don't stop this fool, we're just going on.
Well, I would say if the minister, the CEOs know how to make more than the minister, so the ministers will probably get. But again, it never sit well. Allowances,
all the perks, man.
Like no expense, so you get money, and then you get housing money, you get phone money, you get transportation money, entertainment money.
Yes.
No matter go in the private sector if you want to make their money, man. Go in the private sector.
They need for do a survey. They need for doing a survey and ask the Belizean public how much I don't think we need CEOs. Next question, how much I don't think CEOs are way overpaid. And ask them how much I don't think the CEOs are qualified to even do what they do. Yo, bro, this is a legal robbery. This is legal robbery. I mean, they never even debate this. The cabinet wasn't even in session.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
it never sit well.
One of our listeners says, yeah. Because one of our listeners says, Google says average wage for skilled workers is $3,000 per month, or $36,000 in Belize. Morning to all. That's the average wage of a skilled worker in Belize, $36,000. No. Which one is CEO skilled?
Skilled.
They make more than double what the average wage is, plus then you get all kind of perks.
Right.
Yo, again, this the robbery. This the for we money, then they deal out. That money they come from then that they come from we with taxes and everything where we pay that to hold and pay themselves. And we can't afford chicken sausage. But then you get entertainment allowance at $98,000 a year. That's crazy.
That's past crazy.
That's crazy.
Come now. Say what you want to say. It's past crazy. It's foolishness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go by what government pay, government not supposed to pay big. Everybody else on the government system, no government no pay big, salary no big. And so this special group, I don't know this special group always seems to be so entitled. I don't know.
Yo, bro.
Other than everybody else. Kind of the government, nobody make crazy money. Like, if you're not government worker. But
yeah, but when you reach like CEOs and ministers, that's the way you come up there. You come up there. Everybody else want to get charged and go to jail for all kind of things.
In a matter where I make if you're in a private sector, then go in at the private sector.
Yeah, go back.
Go in at it.
One of the ministers never do that. Isn't that what Eman Courtney did?
Yeah, well, he never. Then a liar. They could go back.
He was not an elected.
He's a senator. He's a senator on call, right?
Yes.
He could go back.
Yeah, liar. But the CEO's business, you know, the government thing. We don't know government. Not supposed to make people get rich. Entertainment fee. That was insult to the Belizean people. About phone fee. Everybody else will get paid. Have to pay their bills out of where you get paid.
Right.
Why this group are so entitled that they ain't getting paid? Plus all the bills get paid. So the bills are a different pay from what you make. So all your money you could
do whatever
I understand,
you want to do.
I understand people got qualifications and this and that. But you know, in the government sector, when the people taxes money, go in the private sector, go make their money, man.
Yeah,
nobody are telling nothing.
If you want to pay for your education and live
Go into the
good
private
other
sector.
people,
Go into the private sector and
sector.
go make big bills in the private sector. But
You realize that's a $19,000. That's a $19,000 raise from 81,000 to 98,000. I guarantee you, a lot of people that believe now they make $19,000 a year. You want to give yourself one raise? That's the most out of touch thing I have ever heard in my life.
They serious thing always go bad. Like I say, oh well, okay, if they're not that private sector, they make them go in the private sector, go compete with the people in the private sector. Okay, they think never sit well with regular folks when that you know, the obvious, blatant, exorbitant, lavish pan the government, pan the people of Belize. You can't want to come off lavish pan the people of Belize, man. No, man.
That's the why when I
lavish. Long time we talk about the entertainment fee, phone fee. They want $600 a phone fee when your average phone plan is $50.
Free gas, you know, free gas. They get free gas.
You don't pay no bills. You get your money.
You got your money.
Fine. You qualify for your thing. Fine. Go in at the private sector with your qualifications and go make this big money, but you can't want to live lavish off of the people of the people of Belize.
Yeah, well,
man.
that's how it's been. That's how it's been. But again, meanwhile, then you get yourself a raise. Again, you had people that's San Pedro. They do a bucket brigade because if a truck will get there, run out of water, the pump no make it work. The generator when they carry never had no gas. I wanted to give yourself one raise. Before the election, I said what I thought. I felt like the PUP did enough to win another term. But this right here, this done enough to lose another term. The robbery. There was no consultation. There was nobody who say, this is the reason why we need this. Somebody just get up and say, yo, I have to go to Cancun next month and I need a raise. Bang, $19,000 for you.
That's it.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
You never sit well. This every time you come up, you always have a bad taste in people's mouth with this group.
Of course.
But they never learn. They never learn.
They don't care. They don't care.
By the time you make $80,000, you make double what you're supposed to make. You are public servant. You're supposed to be gone in there because you know I help the public, not help on yourself. People they out here, they barbecue for go to hospital. Then they beg for money. We got sporting groups that can't even go part they want to go because they don't got the money. I'm only giving themselves $19,000 a year raise. Come on, man. Like the Balik on YouTube said, it mean, come on, man.
See, and that's the problem right there. That's the problem. Because there's so many inefficiencies. We don't have the money in the government sector to do things where people would want to do. And the people, for the most part, understand that, well, they're like that. And then when somebody come, or a group of people come and say, well, we live lavish right now, it always go against everything else.
I know they don't deserve it. You know they don't do nothing to get it. The CEOs, make I tell you, the CEOs, they got people under them where do the work where they were told to do. So when the minister come to the CEO and say, boy, we need to do this, you think the CEO pick up a shovel and go do it?
Nope.
The CEO call people and say, this is what I want to do. And I get $19,000 raised for that. Why I don't do the work? Come on. I hope this not go through. I hope that the people and the PSU and the BNTU say that they want plan industrial action. If this go through, and the PSU usually get in that kind of thing, but that's what they say.
As it should.
Then they get ready for do.
So
you know.
So this thing how they make it's wrong. So we started the show with saying there's that, we got word that there's some kind of scenario with a plane. Still I get but it's making its wrongs. So I guess it's all over the book now.
Yep.
There's a possible type of scenario.
That is not right.
Where, we not get no confirmed reports yet from police or nobody like that.
So we're waiting for confirmed reports.
But, one of our listeners says the reason why they give themselves the raise is because they want to go on one of those Jeff Bezos 11-minute cruise. They're only $200,000, so they might be able to do it after 2 years.
What are we?
Yeah. But
Yeah. No, but if this thing is legit, it's I don't know what's the scenario, what would lead to this.
yeah,
Who is doing it if that's the case? But it's it's a very serious thing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. For our listeners who aren't in Belize and wherever they go on, there's a plane circling. We don't know why. That's it. There's a plane circling. We don't know why. When we find out,
We will let you know.
We will let you know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we don't want to go out and say something that is not so.
Right.
What we can say that is so, that on this day, Mr. Frisco, Miss Love,
Mm-hmm.
backsliders all, 2,000 years ago, the Last Supper was held.
Right.
Yes, right.
Yes,
on this day.
Nobody never had supper again.
Yes.
And from there on, nobody never had supper again.
Well, this was the day when Jesus said, Peter, did you bring the cornbread? Peter said, no, Lord. He said, Matthew, did you bring the mashed potato? Matthew said, no, Lord. Jesus said, damn it, this is the Last Supper right here. We ain't having no more supper.
Boy.
All right.
But what? No, but anyway, it was the Last Supper. This is where Jesus, it's still never told, but this is where the communion started. Break the bread. This is my body. Drink the wine. This is my blood. Do this in remembrance of me.
Mm-hmm.
It made it kind of tell them what was going to happen without actually saying it, because he really spoke in parables and like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the day that they call the Passion of Christ, because this is where his human part came in, where he started to get nervous, where he asked, Father, if it's possible, may this cup be brought from me, but not my will, but thy will.
Thy will. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things happened when Jesus died, When he died, they said that the sky went dark for like 3 hours from the time he was put on the cross until he died. 3 hours, the clouds went dark. They said that there were earthquakes. There was a huge, huge curtain in the temple that tore from the bottom down, not from the bottom, from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not from the bottom up. It tore from the top down.
They call the Passion of
What?
Christ.
Where they go on? Who to play that? But anyway,
That tore from the bottom down.
I hear.
Sermon,
I hear.
60-second sermon.
Yeah. No, but yeah, and really, this is where Judas went and betrayed him with a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
This is where he told his disciple, he said, all of you are going to betray me in some way. He said, I want you all to stay up and pray. They didn't. They fell asleep. They tried. This is where one of the disciples cut off one of the soldiers' ear, and Jesus said, put down your sword.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, and this is, on this day, this is what the whole Christianity thing is about, starting from today. This is where he laid down the rules of the communion and all kind of stuff like that. So you have to realize that within the space of from Sunday arriving into Jerusalem to Thursday, the crowd went from sharing and welcoming Jesus to calling for his death. What a fickle set we are, but such it is. It had to happen. It had to happen. Anyway, we move on. Thank you very much for that 60-second sermon. Dr. Bob Rabbit shit. Yeah. But yeah, man. So it is. Yeah. Another thing that happened was that a UB lecturer was placed on administrative leave because of allegations of harassment, let's say, for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
People have been complaining, and finally, they're doing
Something.
They're investigating. You can't just, if somebody says something and you go and say, all right, that's what I say, you guilty. No, you have to investigate first. So that's what's happening there. Well, Greenland, remember when Trump and J.D. Vance kept saying we need to get Greenland because China and Russia want to get it? And they started to make all kind of claim and threats how they're going to get it either way they want.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what Greenland did?
What?
One of Greenland ministers invited China to come to Greenland. So we have a beautiful relationship with China. We would like to build our relationship with China. And, you know, that is like just a slap in the face of the U.S. And that is a move that would not have been made unless the U.S. instigated the check. And Greenland said, checkmate. So, yes, it's all going according to plan. Well, not MAGA's plan, but our plan, yes.
Pinky and the brain.
Pinky and the brain. Yes, very, very good. Yeah, man, it's a very, very strange thing that's going on. So apparently that thing is still circling. Candice Castellet want to know circling where? The circling in the skies, Castellet. That's all we know right now. There's an airplane, not one a big one, a smaller one, circling, and we don't know why. We haven't gotten word as to why, so we're not gonna guess. We're not gonna assume what is happening. We just know that
something is happening because police are there at the airstrip. Members of the police department are there, and there's some incident regarding a plane.
Yeah. Well, I hope that a good example is made of this. This, I don't think maybe you want to get started. Yeah.
Right.
There's a flight. Yeah. There's a flight path that's being shown from Corozal, then down to Belize City, up into the Keys. I don't know. So we'll wait for something official from the Creme News Center.
Right. I'm sure they're working on it.
But yeah, interesting. All right.
Lisa, please answer CY message.
I already answered her message.
Okay. Morning, Bree Red. Good morning, Beverly Price. CY, all those in tuned and listening.
Kathleen E.B., good morning.
Yes.
Miss B, happy birthday, Miss B.
Happy birthday, Miss B. How you mean? She said, yo, you know what I found? You know what I just realized? I never knew Elvis Presley was Spanish.
Okay.
Yes, you know.
Who told you that?
What? Nobody told me that. I figured it out. You know how you have El Chapo, El Matador, El Grande, you know, the Chapo, the Matador, the big thing. All right. Elvis. His name was Vis. It was the Vis.
Oh, gosh, man.
I just realized that last night. Hannah told me, I said, Daddy, go meditate some more because you really correct when I tell she that. But, yeah, it just came to me. It just came to me.
Oh, yeah?
I hear that the damage that was done was like $400,000, I think, on San Pedro. I believe they said the damage was. Yeah. And that's why, again, you have to ask yourself, how could people be so out of touch to say that we could do this? Meanwhile,
they don't care.
So much out there that needs to be done.
Let's get a call from
what is the word?
From the people's in the airport. So right now, I don't know, there was an attempt to, like the plane, I'll try to land at the airport. BDF there, some pictures that come out from the plane. Yeah, I mean, right now we can't just like, something going up on the plane. The plane don't want to land. Who did fly the plane? I think one BDF plane going up for. So things happen with this plane. It's still not landing. It look like he may have tried to land at the airport. That not happened yet.
BDF going plane?
I don't know that way they start when the snipers at the airport, all kind of thing right now.
What?
So, no, you know, still ongoing. So the plane never did land. Not that the current. Just get a call where people there right now where I tell her. There's a picture. I don't know how this picture come out. Of an individual who seems to be hurt. So I don't know who to fly the plane. So there is a scenario. the force says BDF has a new Defender aircraft. So that plane they gone up for try escort the plane back down, but it seems that didn't happen. So the call back, let us know that like right there on the scene.
Okay.
Yeah. So
well, the
see that picture there where I said
of,
somebody hurt on the plane.
Somebody's hurt?
I sent the picture in the group. I don't know.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
there is
yeah,
a
yeah.
picture there of someone hurt. And the only thing that I see it in another publication, but that's not a publication that I don't know if it's credible and reliable. So we're gonna wait.
Yeah, the people at the airport right now, at least Philip Golson, there's police presence there, BDF.
So it's over the area Philip Golson the plane there.
Well, the plane made try for land. It looked like he may make one attempt for land according to the stats I get, and he never did circle again.
Oh, okay, all right.
So yeah, the situation live, people there on the scene there.
We hope that everything with that is okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a Ludi, right? I mean, a break.
Yeah,
let's take a break. Let me check the group, see if we could take a break.
Yeah, a couple of people are sending. These people are writing like if they know what is happening, but we
Maybe
don't.
they do.
So,
No, but we're not going to run with them.
Yeah, we're not.
But again, there is a plane in the air. There's something with the plane. The police are there. BDF are there at the different airports. That we can't even debate that. The circumstances that we don't know.
Well, they are saying what the circumstances are.
Oh well.
And I think that I think
we're not there, but there is something with a plane and this plane on land. Who's flying the plane?
Let me put this picture.
I don't know.
Let me put this picture in the
yeah, but I don't put it for sure though. I just put it there for you.
Yeah. That's why I put it in the crew group because I don't want it to show. But this is unedited of the one you put up just now.
Yeah. I saw it. Yeah. I saw the ongoing scenario right now with what's playing out.
Yeah. We hope that this situation, whatever it is, turns out okay. We hope that nobody is seriously injured, put it like that.
But
whenever you have a plane, that's not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has this ever happened in Belize before?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of. What makes it even more interesting is that there appears to be an injured person. So we don't know what the situation there is. But we'll take a break and come back, Mr. Frisco.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's grab that break.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs
Welcome back. You're locked into the Morning Stew right here on XTV and Creme Radio. Let's bring back the crew. Lisa Love, Steve the Groove. Yeah. Come on down, man. Come on down. Let's do it. All right, so we got something official from the Creme News Center, so let's wrap that up in a news package. Nice and neat for our first scenario for the second segment of the Morning Stew. So let's get right into that news package brought to you through the courtesy of Smart. Information from the Creme News Center that there are reports of an aircraft belonging to Tropic Air having been hijacked by one assailant while on a flight that departed Corozal after 8 this morning en route to San Pedro. Reports are that there are over a dozen passengers on board, including a baby. Images from inside the aircraft show one person having been stabbed to the head and chest. However, there are other reports that a second person was also stabbed by the hijacker, who indicated to passengers that he is also in possession of a firearm. The aircraft has been circling in the Belize district. The latest information is that it is near Key Chapel, but there is no indication of how much longer the aircraft can remain in the air based on the amount of fuel remaining. Authorities have deployed, including the Belize Defense Force, in response to this frightening situation.
20 years ago, we built a company that is about
Guys, welcome back, man. Welcome back. That's the latest coming out from the Creme News Center. All right. Okay, so there's information that the plane landed at the Philip Golson. Let's see, and that the hijacker might be a U.S. national, reportedly. It's coming out at the Creme News Center.
Okay.
So yeah.
Somebody just sent me a video from inside the plane, and see if I can forward it to you guys.
Yeah, that's what that is what Marisol reported on that video. So yeah, ongoing scenario right there. Interesting. So if the plane landed, then yeah, I don't know. Serious scenario that right there.
So what did his? Well, I don't know what the motive would be.
Yeah, that's
for a U.S. national to hijack a Cessna.
Right.
You think I apply it to foreign?
I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I don't know, but yeah. So that's ongoing scenario. If that's the case that the plane landed, that would be very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Interesting. So hopefully I have to link with that, well, I know Marisol probably busy to try to get the stats. But one person was injured, that's for sure. I don't think it's a pilot, because the pilot...
Yeah, it don't look like the pilot, yeah.
The report is that that person tried to intervene, no? And was stabbed. So...
Wow.
Oh, she left to the airport? All right, so that, yeah, so... Ongoing scenario, hopefully that the plane land. Because the worst scenario would be that the plane not land.
I think between the three of us, we're getting information, so.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of information coming in. As a matter of fact, I want to say respect going out to a couple of people. About a Ken Bar, with a foreign, sent me some videos of what was going on. He was telling me he was going, it's a small world, because he's telling me I'll keep you updated about what's going on. And
imagine that.
Ended up firing.
Imagine.
Yeah. Ended up firing. Yep. What?
But you know what? That's how it is sometimes,
People
abroad always have some information. Leave him.
But no, the box that Trump made him do it. I don't know. Got no evidence of that, sir. Yeah.
You see if this plane landed at the airport. 1 second. Yeah, you know how social media works. So it's a picture goes live. It's worldwide.
It's over.
It landed.
Yeah.
Well, Lexi got it. Lexi got it. Did I share the show? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, we are currently following the story.
Some of the people at the airport said the plane land.
Right. That's what I heard too.
Yeah, they said the plane land.
Yeah, we're following the story of a possible hijacking that took place. The plane is apparently on the ground. We know that there is at least one person injured. We hope it's not life-threatening. So far, the words we are getting is that it's an American national that did this, but we're going to have much more of this developing story in our upcoming news segment.
Yeah.
All
right.
Dang.
2804299, that's the number to call as we proceed. I mean, like, down till Thursday, I don't know which direction if you go right now, because everybody scramble and everybody wants this information right now, because it's going to take over the headlines for the next couple of hours. It's going to be it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be it. Like world news, when I have these scenarios that take place, like...
Where these things don't happen in Belize, what's going on?
When it happen, like, you can't go through anything else, because I don't want to hear anything else.
You just got to stay on it.
Like,
I really, you remember? I really want to focus on what's happening and don't look at anything else. But the first question across my mind is, how could you get a weapon into an airport, through an airport?
There's been security concerns already with the local flights.
Yeah.
Somebody, they made a transport when they said I'm a fireworks the other day. So the plane land, this is a picture of the plane right now. Let me forward that up. How they handle it,
Yeah.
Is the person, will they, is everybody still in the plane? What's the scenario? I don't know.
Right, we don't know.
You remember there was a scenario many years back with a hostage situation. Remember that what was
Here in
it?
Belize?
Yeah, I don't remember if I mean a bus or what it was.
I have to try to remember.
And then anybody got recent memory of that? Then I think they called in
What's that?
BDF snipers or something like that. There was a hostage situation some years back.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm young when that happened. But I don't remember if that mean a bus or whatever it is. Who got recent memory of that? I think that's the only scenario I know where something like this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! Information coming in from the Crime News Center that a passenger shot the hijacker on landing.
Boy.
Thank God.
3 injured on the way to the hospital. That's confirmed from the Crime News Center.
No, but wait a second now. That person now is going to be charged.
Nah.
The situation.
Nah.
Yes, I guarantee you.
Nah, nobody.
The situation. You don't think so?
Nah.
The plane landed, right? The plane landed.
They said on landing, the passenger shot passenger shot the hijacker. There's no scenario where that person never get charged.
That would be crazy.
I not even say nothing.
You know what that is? There's no scenario where
the threat was gone.
No, the threat not gone. No, the threat not gone. The person still up on the plane with a knife. That plane could have sit down there on a air thing. You forget you forget the TWA flight.
Well, we don't have to worry about it because apparently. But wait again. Was that passenger a Belizean passenger?
Well, I see one United States thing, but we're not released it yet. But there's California.
That's a whole other question get raised. Mm-hmm. How could a foreigner have a gun? Did they bring it into the country? Did they get it here?
Maybe he's a marshal or she. I don't know.
No, they never say who shoot the person. They never say if they're Belizean or not.
That's what I'm saying. Was it a Belizean that shot him?
No, nobody.
Because
that not come out yet. That information.
We don't know.
Yeah.
The person who did it seems to be a U.S. national.
Mm.
Well, then the question would arise: did they bring the gun? Was it allowed in? Did they know it came in? Where did he get a gun from?
Who?
All these questions.
The person that did the shooting. They shot the person.
Well, I don't know.
Because let me tell you, if that plane was up in the air and somebody said, "Bam, I shot the man," I could understand. All right, now what am I gonna do? You know, you shot the man in the air. There was a threat happening, but when the plane landed, I mean,
well, obviously the person had the weapon and never do it in the air. So if that's the case, the person did the right thing. He wait upon landing for do what he do.
Do you think but you know, a case like this, if that is a U.S. national, wouldn't he then be detained in Belize and go through the legal process?
The person will get shot, the hijacker than a U.S. national, sir. He got shot,
the person that shot the hijacker.
No, not the worry about the person that shoot the hijacker. We're worry about the hijacker. The guy who did the knife and the stabbing and the whole plane business seems to be a U.S. national. Why you focus on the person who shoot the hijacker?
Yo, bro, because that's the obvious thing you would focus on now. You shoot him on the ground?
Yes, upon landing, the person, at least that information we get.
But we don't know the scenario out there, Steve, so we have to believe that they were still under threat.
Of course you're under threat.
I'll go with that. Okay, but the question that I am asking, we are a sovereign nation. If it's a U.S. national, well, again, we don't know, because that would have raised a whole other question if a U.S. national shooter. That would have raised
nobody will say that. Nobody's saying that. We're saying the individual allegedly who hijacked the plane with a knife is a U.S. national. That's all we say. We never said nothing about the person who we don't know nothing about the person who allegedly, if I saw the story gone, who shot the individual. 3 persons
because I know
left to the hospital.
I have seen cases where they want to tell you, we are still charge you because the threat was no longer there.
How the threat was no longer there?
No, I know this. I am not saying that's the case now, but I have seen cases where people say it was self-defense, and they said right here that believes, and they said no, the threat already gone. You didn't have to do that. That's a different
scenario, though. A different scenario. You in our live hijacking, there's no safe zone there until a person is arrested.
horizontal. Pedro.
I tried to remember the scenario back in the day where it was, I think, back in the day was a kidnapping on the George Price Highway in the 90s. Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
remember.
it. That person was shot, I think, by a sniper or somebody.
That's the way it's
Something like
supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the one on the Hummingbird Highway. Is it the one on the Hummingbird Highway?
Well, I made the Western Highway at that point. I don't remember how far it gone or not. See, another way they said the person was smart not to shoot in the air. The person had the firearm and wait for the opportune time to react. So whoever that person was, obviously know what they need to do.
But no, I'm just saying, miss what I'm saying.
No.
I wouldn't have me shoot down up in the air neither.
Right.
It might damage the plane. It might hit somebody else.
There's no scenario where this
saying-
person gets charged. There's no scenario. That's a live
It's really
threat.
absurd.
Very good.
That's a live threat.
Just saying.
Very good.
There's another scenario on the hummingbird. Somebody says, well, the same person.
That was the one that I was talking about just now.
Bus
that I
jacking on
mentioned.
Mesa Gun. Yeah, I remember bus jacking. I remember. Yeah, that man, bus.
Yeah, somebody died there. A BDF soldier died.
Yeah.
I remember because we were going to do a broadcast, Anthony and myself. So we had to stay in Belmopan for a minute.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Back in the day. That the only scenario I can remember with something like that happening.
Right.
But yeah. All right, well. So yeah. This scenario seems to, yeah, I mean, you know a better outcome than that. You wouldn't have want the plane run out of gas in the air. So
Definitely.
yeah, on a Holy Thursday.
Yo.
Yep. Well,
Real.
You have to say,
I hope that we don't travel to Colombia much because Colombia declares a health emergency after dozens die of yellow fever.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So
yesterday we said,
area.
right? Hey, the horse money riding. The money riding the stages, you know.
Yep.
You believe in it?
Yeah.
You don't believe it. But I mean, some people would say every year these things pop up. But
Yeah, just like Glenn.
I don't know. When they say all kind of sickness now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People die all through the year.
Yeah, right.
If they die in that season,
Instead of
ooh,
sick,
that's
like-
something spooky.
Yeah. No, okay, so let's go back to this scenario. Do we know, because you know how it worked. There seems to have been I don't know. I haven't been in one of these planes. I don't know what are the security measures on these planes. I don't know if luggage get checked.
It's an airport.
Could walk in with a knife.
Things happen at
Could
an
walk
airport.
in with gun.
Yeah, it's an airport. There should be security.
Well,
It's an airport.
again, the airport, but the local airport, the
So we not deserve
The
security.
municipal.
that's why I say I don't know what that the thing. Same way, you get on a bus, nobody to check you. You get on a boat, nobody check you. But so now that what are the security measures now?
I'm pretty sure they
for
check
these
you at the
small
airport.
planes now. They're like you just walk in there, you know.
The way I see it is when you get on an airplane, anybody could tell that pilot, watch out, go this way. Anybody in any airplane. So I think that when you have one airport, whether it's an international or a municipal, there should be at the least weapons check, metal detector check at the least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You scan your bags, whatever you do, But again, we're armchair quarterback it.
No, well, I mean, we have
Come
to
up
ask these
with good
questions now
solution.
because we have to ask these questions.
Yeah.
We
We have
see
come
that
up with
this
good
happened.
solutions that we are never put into effect. Just like with the fire trucks, 5-6 years we did talk about this and the problem to go on way longer and everybody say it and nobody could do nothing. They could get themselves raised and can't do nothing about the problems where they're about.
Yep.
I tell you.
Situation has been contained, 3 critically injured. I know that person will get stabbed. That I don't know easy thing. The loss of blood.
Yeah.
I would assume one of the three would be the hijacker.
Yeah, hijacker, the person that was stabbed, and then there was somebody else.
There was another. Yeah, there was another
passenger
incident.
was injured as well in that squabble.
Well, I tell you, when I meet people like them there, whatever solution happen, it good, because somebody like that, they're not a good person. So, you know.
Well, he come straight from
well,
California.
you never know that why he did that to you, know.
Straight
You never
from
know that
Cali.
why he did that.
Why? What's the motive? I guess we can get all the information. Where.
I had to tell you, man. Well, it looked like it was mostly tourists on board.
Carmelo.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Yeah, go on.
When it comes to those municipal airports, Tropicana or Maya Airways, only Belize City has a so-called metal
What are you
detector.
saying?
But we doing with
I can't hear what you're saying. What is he saying?
airports. We did a PG, Placencia, Dangriga, Corozal. There's no, you just walk on the plane the way you want to walk on the plane. I'm just saying, because I fly all the time on those little planes. You just walk on the plane. Ain't no X-ray checkpoints at Dangriga Municipal or Belize City, the one by Kings Park area, by the stadium area. That place over there, you just walk on the plane. Only in Belize City, you go to a metal detector, and this is so-called.
Well, thanks to make everybody know.
They need a good. Say it again.
I said thank you for making everybody know that because you just walk on the plane. You may try to keep that one secret.
Oh my. Why you want to keep that?
Don't tell nobody, Groove Master, but I'm just being real. And that's real. That's a real deal stuff right there. Because anybody could buy a plane. Buy a plane ticket. That's some real issues. You know, but I don't want to be playing no Captain America and talking no air, trying to save nobody like. They need to upgrade that thing. Even though, like I said, there's no security boots at these airports. Trust me, only Belize City has it, and it's a pam one too, because you need the one that you can see through your luggage and everything. I could have a strap, I could have a Glock on me, and the metal detector might go off. She tell me take everything out of my pocket, I might take my keys off and everything. Oh, it's my watch. Okay, go ahead, ma'am. So it's not really.
All right,
that's a pam security tour.
We got you.
Yeah, all right, but yes,
Yeah, man. Take care.
Yo, is that the hijacker?
Yeah, that's the individual. You can show the picture now.
Yeah, because
Ain't that a blip? The video where I got the lone white people hide is it, and the one black man on the plane will be the hijacker. Jesus. That's what I tell you why they shot her? That's what I tell you why they shot a guy, the one black man.
California. Why he did that? I don't know.
We don't know.
Yo, we should deport him just like we Trump did it to him. How we do?
Well, I mean, he will be arrested and charged. I don't know.
Of course.
Really? That was the only question I was asking just now.
What?
That was the only
You took us
question
all
when
around
everybody
the world
jumped on
with?
me.
You
What?
took us all around the world with that?
For what?
That's the question?
Which question?
No, the only
If he's trying
question
to
I
get
was
arrested.
saying, is he going to go through the legal process, seeing as how you shot somebody? It doesn't matter who the person was. You shot somebody.
Why you
according
still
to the
talk about
law.
who to shoot? We not the talk about person who shoot. We the talk about the guy. I know the talk about the guy who shoot. Nobody didn't even know that who shoot. You keep the talk about this person who shoot. Nobody else the talk about he or she.
That somebody just said he will go through. Oh, you talk about the hijacker.
Yes,
hijacker.
Oh
That's
my
what we're
goodness
talking
gracious!
about.
You stuck on this person who saved the day.
Yes, bro, because I don't like just swim on top of the water.
Yeah, but you to speak something into existence when it existed. We don't know
you
that.
just can't shoot one person and say, oh, that man a bad man, you shoot, say, okay. You can't
Well, like
do
you
that.
want to build a vibes there, no, nobody else. You want to say the person want to get charged and the person at this and the person at that. We not say that.
I not said that. I said the person, there should be an investigation to see was it the hijacker is dead.
No, nobody said that.
No, it just came
I
in.
just said that.
It
I
just
just
came
said
in
that.
from a
That
news
came in from
center.
the news. The
It
hijacker
just came in
is
from the
dead.
news center.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes. The hijacker is dead.
That
So
just come
no.
in. Yeah.
We just have to make it slide. It's okay. It's okay. There was no problem. A shooting happened. Continue with your
So you
statement.
want to charge
were
the
saying
person
just-
who shoot the hijacker?
No. Continue with the statement you were saying just now.
Which statement?
Don't worry about the shooter. They shoot. We not worry about him. We worry about the hijacker. Well, the hijacker dead now.
So you want to charge the person with shoot the hijacker? Really?
Oh my
God! I got nothing else to say.
What is your question, Steve?
I don't even know that way you say no.
What is your question?
I am just saying it's the justice system has to go through. We're not just saying.
Well, there will be an investigation. We not even did it yet. There will be a police investigation, and all this information, all of this will come out. Where you to jump the gun?
That's what I was saying before when you all used to jump on me.
No, but you say, oh, they are charging
because I was thinking about that way before you all are thinking about that. There must be an investigation. You just can't bring one gun and shoot somebody.
There will be an investigation.
Yeah, we know there will be an investigation. It has to be.
Very good.
That's a hijacking of a plane, never done before in Belize. I don't know nothing about the person who shoot. There's no information regarding the person, so I can't speak on it.
And at this point, I would not even want to know the person.
What we are questioning.
You know why I don't mind speaking on it? Because I have no bias. I don't know who it is. If I find out I'm Belizean, I might say, oh, I don't want to say nothing. If I find out I'm American, I might look at it a different way. So I have no bias.
But that's why I bring up the subject, we just brought up the subject about the security at the airport, at the municipal airports. We just talked about that. What are the security measures there?
Yep.
I didn't
hear
what he
said. The plane. So that's what we're there. We're there with what are the security measures at these aerodromes? What are the security measures? How somebody could walk on a plane with a gun or a knife or what else? Exactly what the question. What are the security measures there? And that one definitely have to be checked. Remember there was a scenario with some fireworks business the other day. So yeah, again, all this information will be forthcoming now.
Our news editor is on top of something.
Police will question the people who were on the plane. They will question the person who did it, who shoot, who waited for the plane to land to strike. So I don't know, man. All of this information will be forthcoming. A clearer picture of what happened. So there's a lot of stories coming out. He had a brief encounter with immigration Sunday. So yeah, this individual, I mean, hey, I don't know, man. Why even, motive, all of that. I want to be forthcoming. Interesting. Thank goodness that he play out how he play out, though. Rather than the playing, But yeah, where did Lisa go?
They're right there.
Okay.
They're right there.
All right. Let's see. Who we got? Craig, what up?
What's up, guys, man?
Yeah, man.
Girls and girls. Okay. Watch out, Frisco Groove and Lisa, some things. One thing is believed, we wait. What's that, Liz?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I say is that when things usually don't happen, I believe, like the whole phrase, so when the milk bun spill, then you want to jump to things, but you know that all these municipal airships should have a metal detector before boarding on the airline and all, to me, both terminal, because the only one it might hard to control is the land buses, that because our bus system works that we know we have terminals at different areas. We have bus stops, but we don't have terminals where you can walk through before you get on the bus if you carry a weapon or anything else. But I believe, especially our municipal airstrips and all boat terminals should have a detector, because the two places we worse, I believe, to get hijacked is in the air or on the sea. Because it's not like you have emergency assistance right away. That you could travel miles before you even think about getting assistance in the lives of the person where actually the passengers So that's something I'm not sure why it hasn't been implemented years ago, but I bet this is something I think the civil aviation or the airport authority is definitely have to find a budget for put detectors at these airports. Because if it happen once, it could happen again.
It can happen again.
Well, we ain't talk about it now because we are wait till anything happens until we look for it.
Yeah, say that. Yeah. All right, Boca.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, let me see. Yeah, go ahead. I try link with Marisol. I forget my update.
Okay, no problem. No problem. We do hope that your Thursday's going well, whatever it is that you're doing. We hope that you're going to keep positive. Guys, it's the Easter weekend coming up. This is the last show for the stew for this week. A lot of things going on in terms of baking, people traveling, people making arrangements to do stuff. Stay safe, whatever it is that you're doing. If you are in the kitchen, like one.
Okay, so yeah, she's gonna try to
do
get
whatever it is you need to do, all right, to stay safe. What is it that you're trying to do?
No, she's trying to get some interviews, but when you get it, then yeah, buzz me.
Okay, well,
right.
No problem with that.
All right.
No problem with that.
What a thing on a Thursday, eh?
I know, it's got you all over the place, yo. Just
downhill.
Real, real downhill.
It's crazy.
All right, so we're gonna I know I got a break same time, right? So I'll get my interview. So what else? What else?
Do what you need to do. It just got me in a funk.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's one of these things where, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a break. If you come back with an interview, we
come in on we do what we need to do.
All right. So
I mean, it got you just all over the place.
Yeah. So when I come in hot, if you get a
yeah.
Of course, we're gonna be right here.
We'll be right back.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize.
I was locked into the morning stew, guys. Man, what did I do there just now? I have the news editor online. We're going to link her with her in just a few. Yeah, so we got the crew back in. Lisa Love, Steve the Groove.
Here.
Just let me make Marisol get his stuff together.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Marisol on the ground can't message Zoom.
This morning, the police received information that there was a traffic air plane that departed the Corozal Municipal Airstrip. And shortly after taking off from the airstrip, the plane was hijacked by a passenger on board who has been identified as one Akin Yela Taylor, who is a U.S. national. Apparently, he's a veteran as well. Based on what we were getting is that this hijacker was demanding that he be taken out of the country. And at one point in time, he demanded that they land at an area where they can receive additional fuel. The plane circled the Belize airspace between Belize City, Ladyville, and at one point in time, the radar picked up the plane all the way out in the Turner Atoll area, flying out there. Our greatest concern was the fuel consumption of the plane. Information that we were getting that the fuel was depleting and the plane was still at a very high altitude, moving. I decided to come to the airport, myself and a team, to go to the control tower so that we could monitor more closely how the plane was maneuvering. At the same time, we also ensured that we deployed a team of police officers in different areas. So we had deployed at the International, the Belize City Municipal, Chicaka, San Pedro, Dangriga, and even the coastal road, because I know there's a airship at the that had a
All right, so we
closer to the time of landing, the plane had come to the PGIA and was about to land, and then we suddenly saw the plane went up back again. The pilot later communicated to us that the hijacker had directed him not to land the plane here. I guess because he knew that once it landed here, there would be police waiting. And so they went again and again with what we were told, 20 minutes fuel. They went all the way out east of the airport. That will be in the Blackbird area, Kikaka, San Pedro. At one point, we thought it was going to land in Key Chapel. And so what we did was that we contacted Astrom helicopter, again, because we were now thinking outside the box, knowing that the fuel was depleting. We were hoping that we don't have to move from a search and rescue operation to a search and recovery operation. So the thing with the helicopter was to follow the plane to see where it would land. So if they had decided to crash land the plane in the sea or on one of the islands, we would have been there quickly to respond and provide assistance to those passengers, provided that they would have survived. So we ensured that we planned properly for whatever may eventually happen. And as we were about to board the chopper to go out, we were informed that the plane is back over Ladyville, over the PGIA. And then we spotted the plane from a distance, coming down and landed at the PGIA. Upon landing, the team at the airport, I must say that we were supported by the BDF as well. And the employees of the PGIA, including Mr. Espat, were very, very cooperative with the police and the operations, making sure we were able to gain access to whatever we need to get access to, so that we can carry out this operation to its best. And so when the plane landed, we immediately made our way to the runway. And I must say, as the plane landed, it ran out of fuel. So again, God is good. The passengers were quickly to alight the plane, and they were met by police and the airport employees. We also encountered the hijacker, and I must say that the hijacker was shot to the chest. 3 passengers on board the plane received varying degrees of injuries. They were stabbed with knives. The hijacker had a knife, and what we gathered from one of the passengers who was injured is that as the plane landed, he shot the hijacker. He had a licensed firearm, and so he was the one who shot the hijacker, and he also handed his firearm over to us. Sadly, that passenger is in a critical condition because he was stabbed, I think, in the back, and his lungs seems to have been collapsing. He has been rushed to the medical associates. We were praying for him. He's our hero, I must say, for today. And the hijacker was also taken to the KHMH and was pronounced dead on arrival. So the hijacker is dead. The other passengers have been taken to the hospital for treatment. And at this time, the runway has been cleared so that the international flights that are expected to arrive they will not have any obstruction to land. And then Scenes of Crime is going to process the plane on the apron. So we do have the knife that the hijacker used to stab the passengers. 2 passengers were stabbed and 1 pilot. And we have the weapon that was used to shot the hijacker. There were a total of 14 passengers on board. 2 were Americans and the others were Belizean, and that also included a child. So that is where we are this time.
What do you know about the hijackers' moves or actions in the moments or hours prior to this hijacking?
I must say that I was in communication with a passenger on the plane who had a phone. And I was speaking with him through text, and he was sharing with me information. And so I was confident that once the plane would have landed, we would have been able to take control, because from what the passenger was saying to me was that hijacker only had a knife. There were a number of things I asked the passenger, and he replied to me, and I must say that helped us to be able to ascertain exactly what we were dealing with. So I must thank that passenger for his support and cooperation in this entire ordeal. But I can also say to you that from our research so far, it shows that the hijacker came into the country, attempted to enter the country over the weekend through the Belize northern border, and he was refused entry by immigration. So we're still wondering how he eventually came in. But again, we all know the porous nature of the borders, so he might have came in illegally. And there was an issue, from what I'm told, at the free zone last night involving the same hijacker. So he seems to be a problematic person. And so that is what we know about him, in addition to the fact that he's a U.S. veteran.
The passengers that were injured, are they Belizean or Americans?
They're Belizean.
What was the intent of this hijacker?
Well, the thing is that he was saying to be taken out of the country. So out of the country, one of the things I was hoping and praying for was that he would not say to them, well, take me to Cancun or take me to somewhere in Mexico. That was not done. So, but to answer your question, he wanted to go out of the country from what was being told to us.
Sir, and the initial stabbings, those were the results of struggles?
Well, I guess he just wanted to send a signal, a message to the passengers that they must cooperate with him. If not, then they may face the same consequence.
Can you talk to us about security now, how something like this could have happened?
I am sure this is going to be something that is going to be discussed intensely at the next National Security Council meeting. I know we have commenced dialogue in terms of looking at our local flight security. The time has come for us to look at it more in-depthly and see what adjustments can be made. I'm sure that there is going to be input from the airport authority in this respect. So it's a matter more for the National Security Council to determine what is going to be done moving forward where security on these planes are concerned.
So how lax is security at the Curacao Airstrip Airport?
I cannot say how lax it is. At this time, I cannot.
One with a night.
I can't say, because I don't think that we have that system yet where we do rigid search. It is only at the PGIA where you have to pass through a scanner to board a flight. At these airstrips, they don't have that kind of security. So maybe the time has come that we look in that direction to ensure that we have security measures at every airstrip once it is used for commercial purpose.
The hijacker, what's his name again? Just a reminder, I have a follow-up question.
Akinyala Taylor, something along that line.
Is he at all? No, it's okay. Is he at all connected to any groups, whether locally or regionally suspicious groups?
The Embassy of the United States of America in Belize has been contacted. They are going to do their background check on him and will certainly assist us with the investigation to know more about him. So at this time, we don't know much about him.
So police know where he was because he came into the northern border. He was in Mexico. Was he there for a long time? Because it seems like he wanted to get back to the U.S.
I can't say at this time.
The understanding is that he had some confrontation or discussion with an immigration officer in Perth.
Like I said, he was refused entry over the weekend.
Sir, refused entry?
I don't know. That's a matter for immigration.
Sir, in terms of the security at the airport, while a separate and unrelated incident, we know that when there was the aircraft was stolen in the south, like maybe a year or two ago, there was discussions in terms of security at these airports. Are you able to say whether or not any steps have been taken since that incident in terms of security?
That is something that's going to be taken on by the Belize Airport Authority or Civil Aviation. What we have done at the different airstrips is to increase police patrols at those areas. At least hourly, the police would go and make checks at the airstrips and make sure everything is okay. But in terms of posting police officers at the airstrips, we have not gotten there yet. But we have encouraged the airlines to hire local securities to man their assets at the different airstrips.
Is it the understanding he was acting alone?
Yes, from what we gathered, he was acting alone.
Talk about the protocols in place when something like this happens, very unprecedented here in Belize, and how those who initially discovered what was going on reacted.
Well, the thing is that it's a matter of making sure that we have proper command and control. I took command of the operations and guided what the police is going to do, liaising with different counterparts, looking at the U.S. Embassy, the Belize Airport Authority, the BDF, even the CEO in the Prime Minister's office, Ms. Nada Garcia. My minister, I kept in constant dialogue with him, briefing him in terms of what we were doing and what was happening. And again, it's to ensure that we're all in sync in terms of what we do when we have these incidents. At the end of the day, one slip can cause mayhem. So we have to ensure that whatever we do is done with the intent to create good and achieve good. And I believe that all the different agencies involved in this operation today executed their functions properly, and that's the reason why we had the results we have. And I can't forget the pilot. The pilot for that plane, I must say that he did an exceptional job. Even in terms of his communication with the tower as this was unfolding, he remained calm and he was extremely focused in terms of what he was going to do. Had he panicked, it could have a different outcome. So again, the pilot was very instrumental for the outcome that we have, and so we must ensure that we give him the credit that he deserves.
Also, the wisdom in the decision of not shooting the hijacker during the flight.
Well, again, that was something important, to not have fired shots while the plane was still up in the sky. You never know what could happen. So again, the person who fired the shot, again, was very thoughtful in terms of how he executed that. He did it at the right time. And I just hope and pray he makes it. He certainly did well, yes.
So the passenger remains critical, sir. Has his family been informed, and are you able to see his name or provide his identity?
I cannot ascertain if his family has been notified, and so I'm not going to release no name here until that is certainly well. If the irresponsible people want to do that, does that mean that I will do the same, right? So
sir,
we have to maintain professionalism.
Alerted authorities. Was it a distress call from the plane?
We were alerted by the airline, and then subsequent to that, we got alerted from many different persons.
Inside.
And like I said, I got communication with a person inside the plane as well.
And this was moments after takeoff, correct? You got the alert.
Yes. And also Mr. Noble, who have a very good relationship with traffic, seeing that he was in San Pedro for a number of years, he was also getting information, timely information, and was feeding me those information as well. So we know exactly what was happening, where the plane was at any particular time, what the hijacker was doing, etc. We're even getting video footages from the plane as the hijacking was taking place.
Was the incoming commissioner informed as well, as you said before, operations-wise, he's also kept abreast?
Yes, he was along with me. He just left.
So in terms of the 3 injured passengers, so only one of them are critical at this point?
Yes, one of them is critical, yes.
What are we perhaps learned initially, lessons learned that we'll perhaps move forward, implement, make changes moving forward?
Well, certainly there's a lot of lessons to be learned from here. I was discussing myself, Mr. Rosado, and I think Major Captain Martins and the BDF that we need to sit down and do an after-action assessment of the entire situation today and see what were the lessons learned. How best can we improve? Should there be any future event? We do hope that there's going to be none. But certainly security at the airport, at the airstrips that are used for commercial purposes is important. So the greatest lesson learned from this is to not take nothing for granted. Ensuring that we have proper systems in place to be able to check all passengers who are going to board these flights before they leave any particular
Because the truth of the matter is, at this point in time, your bags don't get checked at municipal airports.
I've said that before.
Yes, you said that.
Kumpal, have you heard of any report of a bomb threat at Atlantic Bank in San Pedro?
No.
That it? Sir, I wanted to ask a separate thing in relation to the case with Elmerna. Applications have now been made officially, formally before the court for the video to be enhanced, the surveillance video. Can you speak to that?
We have already submitted the video footage for enhancement. The FBI, that has been done. The FBI did the best they could with it, and that has been disclosed to the defense. If the defense feel like the FBI did not do a good job at enhancing it, then let them do it. We have done our part. At the end of the day, we don't have the capabilities in-house. And so we outsourced to the FBI, and they did what they could have with it. And I don't think the court is going to order the state to do something that the state cannot do. The court does not make an order in vain. So they have a right to make the request. We'll just wait and see what the court is going to be in respect of that.
He's also applied for 2 officers to be subpoenaed, including an ACP, Mr. Greenidge, to testify on behalf of the defense. What's the likelihood of that actually being granted?
Well, I don't have an issue for it to be granted. There is nothing that Mr. Greenidge and the other officer can do or say that is going to exculpate now from the accusation. Neither of them were with him at that particular moment when the murder was committed. So I don't see what they can say in his defense in this particular instance.
Mr. Nas' defense team has also said that the original video from the SD card has disappeared. If that is so, is it true? How could that have happened? Is this a repeat of a case similar to Oscar Salgado's, where it was believed that people may have been induced somehow to get rid of that footage? And if that has happened, is that consequential?
I am not sure if there was a SD card. I really don't know. I know that the recording was done on cell phones. And the police have received the recordings from a cell phone belonging to one of the persons who occupied the house. So I really and truly cannot speak for SD card. Whether or not there was one, I don't know.
In terms of national security implications of this incident today, something that's really unprecedented, I'm sure that you never expect that Mr. Hoyamad is spending a whole eternity. Do you think it may induce fear in people, travelers, and so?
I don't think so. At the end of the day, I would want to think that it is a rare occurrence for us in Belize, and the person involved is not a Belizean. And the response from the security forces and the different organizations was prompt and professionally executed. So I don't foresee it having people getting a negative reaction from coming to Belize.
Paul, I know you're leaving, but the officers are saying, in response to you as being one of the CEOs, although it has been clear that you're supposed to get a higher salary because you're the commissioner of police than CEOs, but police officers are looking at this increase and saying, we deserve one increase too. Nurses don't get, the CEOs, they get no, that our time.
I'm not going to say no that the government workers don't deserve an increase. I do believe that majority of government workers deserve an increase. But when we speak of increase, we have to look at what the government can afford. what people don't understand is that as public officers, we get increase every year. You may not want to say it, but every year public officers get an increase. That increase comes by way of an annual increment, which is equivalent to 3% of your salary, right? While from what I see, CEOs don't get an annual increase. They get one flat salary, and that salary they get up until when they start become CEO. So if you were to calculate what CEOs were making 4 or 5 years ago, and you compare what a public officer would have making 4 or 5 years ago, you would see that the public officer had made significant progress in salary, while the CEOs did not. So I'm not saying that to justify anything. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, inflation affects everybody. It does not only affect the ordinary public officers, but it also affects the CEOs. So I guess that's the spirit in which the increase was looked at. And if you were to take the old salaries of the CEOs and you add 3% to that every year, from 6 years ago to now, it would still be more than $88,000.
Okay. And then in year one, I recall you said that terms were being worked out. Because you are commissioner, and I understand that along with the DPP and judges, and obviously, they make as much as judges come out, but your salary is much more. The terms that were being worked out was to match what you're making when you go over as CEO.
Yes, my salary as commissioner of police is more than what the CEOs are making, and that is one of the issues that we are having. I cannot be allowed to get a reduction in salary. Getting a reduction in salary is like getting a demotion. Right, so that is one of the issues that we are dealing with at this time to see how we're going to work with the salary issues.
And then in the decision regarding the seniority dispute in the police department, it was stated that, the judge has recommended that the internal rules, I can't remember the proper name, that they should be made to align with the public service regulations. Do you see such a revision happening immediately as a result of this?
I wonder if I should comment on this issue, because we do have a provision in our policy manual that where the manual is silent on an issue, or where there's a conflict with the manual and the public service rules, then the public service rules applies. So I don't really and truly see what is being referred to in that particular aspect of the judgment. But at the end of the day, it's the decision of the court, and we respect it. I was not the claimant, it's Mr. Jones, and I have advised both Mr. Jones and Mr. Rosado that we need to move on. As to Mr. Rosado becoming Commissioner of Police, the Prime Minister could have taken the most junior constable and appointed him Commissioner of Police. That's within the prerogative of the Prime Minister and the Minister of Home Affairs. And once that decision has been made, then we must respect it. Mr. Jones has committed to support Mr. Rosado as Commissioner of Police, and I foresee that the two gentlemen, being the professional that they are going to do what needs to be done for the greater good of the police department.
Will you miss being commissioner? Because obviously the power that you as commissioner wield will be insignificant to a CEO in a ministry. I'm not cared of which ministry.
It's not about power. It's about public service. My passion is serving the people. I would choose public service any day over anything else. And to move from commissioner to a CEO, I see that as a promotion, because you're moving from a head of department to a CEO. And certainly, yes, I'm not going to say I won't miss being a police. This is what I have done from I was 17 years old. So it's embedded in me, and certainly I'm going to miss being a police officer. When it comes to the power, that is secondary, because at the end of the day, it's not about having power. It's about ensuring that whatever power you have, that you use it for the greater good of the society. And that's how I've always operated. I know sometimes people don't agree with what I do and how I do things, but I always ensure to think about the long term, what effect my decision is going to have on not just the individual against whom I do certain things, but the country in a whole. We always want to ensure that we send the right signal to the people that they can develop that trust and confidence in the work that the police department do.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
All right. All right. All right, guys. Welcome back.
Okay, people.
Extended interview.
There you heard it.
Extended interview with the outgoing commissioner of police. All right, we want to start.
Very good interview. I want to start by saying they got me throw up the 7-Eleven sign if they never remember while the thing was going on. Yes, we reminded, but never mind. That's a very, very chock full of information interview that took place. First thing what I draw from that is that the police department needs a helicopter, because every time something goes on, we end up to get Astrum. Respect to Astrum.
Distance from elsewhere.
Yeah, the question about the gentleman that did the shooting, now that we have all the information, is justified because he was wounded. So the shooting was justified. I would concede. As far as security measures at the airport, that we don't have them now. If you walk into Downtown Plaza or any place, they got metal detectors. Department stores have metal detectors.
It's so that's true.
A flimsy excuse.
So you need to do better.
Yeah, exactly. Commissioner says that he is. I like the commissioner, but sometimes we speak with forked tongue, because the commissioner says it's all about public service.
Public service.
He wants to serve the public. But then he also says they try and negotiate my raise because
it's about the Benjamins, baby.
Yes, you know, go to another job and make less money than I make. That's why it's called public service. Yeah, not public come up. Naturally, he had to defend the illegal raises that the CEOs and they try to give themselves. But no matter if the public officers get 3% increment annually, is still not equal to $88,000 plus benefit. That's the equity and equality thing where I study thing to try to talk about. It's not equitable, because then still the MEC leave it more than for uno raise one to just give on ourselves. So yeah, we need a better argument than that before
I left that alone if I let me him, but
I left that alone.
I wouldn't have gone there either.
I like public service, but I want more money.
Good morning.
Somebody's here.
Good morning, Don
Hector.
You know, it gives me sadness to know the system right now, how we are governed, and how much we are spending. When I became a minister in 1964, we had to build a nation from scratch, build roads, bring electricity, bring water, and all these things that we had to do to build a nation. Then, on top of that, we had to rebuild the nation of Belize destroyed by Hurricane Hattie. We had work, and I can compare it with whoever is in government right now. We had work. We could not be resting or flying outside the country. We had to be. Just by saying, we have to stay here and build. If you want to communicate, send your PS. Write one letter. Make a phone call. My salary was $500 a month. And I was minister of the biggest ministry in the government, self-government, when we took over control of the country. $500. As a member of the House, my salary was $165 a month. As mayor, my salary was $30 a month, $1 a day. And we built San Ignacio, we created a new town named Santa Elena, and we were constantly on the job. So when I hear these figures that are coming out now about $98,000 for asset PS, I said, what is this? So these are things that Belizeans have to begin to think, are we fair in the distribution of our wealth, of whatever we have? And so when I am hearing this thing, I say, my gracious. The other thing is that should be of great concern is our security, having seen what happened in Coruscant this morning. Our security, I understand, just now I heard it, that this same fellow entered Belize about a week ago on United Airlines. And he didn't want to go back. And he had a big ruckus at the international airport, big fight. The same fellow that died had a big quarrel at the airport. They had to escort him out.
Okay.
Was not that sufficient evidence to be on the watch for this man?
All right, Don, we have to cut this call because we got to go to our news editor, okay? Thanks.
I am finished already.
Yeah. All right, great. All right. So we're going to join, I'm going to link back with her, so... Yeah, go ahead, Mar.
Yeah, go ahead, Marcel.
Yeah, we're still at the airport where we're going to have an interview with Luke Martin, who is the public affairs officer at the U.S. Embassy.
Yeah, I'm going to go live on my page.
Just give us a few
Okay. All right, guys. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're live, and we're linking with our criminal center.
Continuing coverage of the hijacking incident that took place earlier
this morning.
Set of events that occurred today, really unexpected. I don't think anyone thought that this is how we would be living our Holy Thursday, the start of our Holy Week for a lot of people. On this day, people are already on their way out for their vacation, but fortunately this occurred. Could have been worse, so we give that.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
It's true.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Sir, okay, good. Your name for the record, please.
Sure. Luke Martin, Public Affairs Officer with the U.S. Embassy.
Please, what can the U.S. Embassy tell us so far about what occurred this morning?
Yeah, well, I think everybody's watched the news and seen kind of the general reports on it. We're very sad something like this happens, particularly on this Thursday. Everybody's casual. Everyone's getting ready for a long weekend with family, etc. I mean, from our perspective, it really highlights the importance of security, safety. I mean, by keeping Belize safe, we want a region that's safe, Belize that's safe, something that the administration in the United States looks at right now. So we're glad that people were able to work together on this, and that there were no, that everything was resolved. We're really just committed to making sure that, through investment, through partnerships, we have great relationships with the Belize Police Department, law enforcement here, and in a situation like this, how we can quickly get information both ways. They reached out to us, we reached out to them as well. So, we were glad that we have such strong partnerships with the Belize authorities here as well.
What can you tell us about what you found out about the hijacker and what could have been his motivation for all of this?
Yeah, we don't have any information on it at all. I think the name has been released, of course, but we don't know the situation. We don't know why he wanted to go back to the United States or what was the reason. And for right now, we don't have any more information on that.
So you have confirmed that he was trying to get back to the United States on this plane?
Well, that's some of the reports that we've heard, but we have nothing direct on that there. Yes, that's right.
His background, a U.S. veteran before this?
Not that I know of. No, I believe not.
Was he his background though?
During the hijacking?
No, we had no contact with it. We don't know anything on this background as well.
But he is a U.S. veteran?
We don't know about being a U.S. veteran. That we don't have yet.
Yeah. So how does the U.S. Embassy move forward with something like this, given that it's a U.S. national? Usually there's cases, many of these cases, U.S. national, or not these specific type of incident, but you have to deal with U.S. nationals dying. But in a case like this,
where a U.S. national commits such a heinous crime? How do you move with that?
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, this is something that the Belize authorities, we trust them to resolve and to look at as well. We share that commitment with them to make sure that the airlines are safe, that, tourists coming here are safe, borders are safe and secure. This is all part of that as well. It really highlights the importance of that, that big investment that everybody's making of time and money. Yeah.
What do you have to send or say to your counterparts in the U.S. at this point? What's the next step?
Oh, that's a great question. So I really think highlighting the importance of Belize. I mean, Belize is a regional partner. Belize is really important in Central America and the Caribbean as well. We have a lot of Americans that are down here, and we want to keep ensuring that we have, that we have traction, that we have connections with our law enforcement colleagues here as well.
Well, has the embassy been able to contact the U.S. citizens that were passengers on board the aircraft?
I'm not sure about that. I believe they are, talking with passengers as well as part of the investigation, alongside with the Belize authorities. Yeah.
Will you all be working with the local airships and even the PGIA to ensure more safety measures in the future?
Well, I think, I'm not sure about more safety measures, but safety measures themselves are important, ensuring that all of the airports here are up to international standards, that we can ensure the safety of both tourists, international travelers, and Belizeans as well. Yeah.
What do we know about his family members in the U.S., or where he originates from, what state?
Yeah, we don't have that information, sorry, Paul. Yeah, we don't know his situation himself, other than the name.
Can we expect a release though?
The embassy be working with maybe local authorities to do a background check with this individual?
Oh, sure. I mean, investigations will happen. Of course, these are headed up. This is in Belize, so it's the Belize authorities that will be doing that as well. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, Frisco. There you had it. What the U.S. Embassy is able to provide. I cannot tell you. I imagine that those who were going on that aircraft now, they must be pretty shaken up. I don't know how you proceed with your vacation after the trauma that you have been through. Something like that, I don't think anyone foresees. You're coming to Belize, a peaceful place, and something like that happens to you. We did ask the commissioner toward the end if he expects that this is going to instill fear in some people, but I am going to cross my fingers, and I will dare say that this will be a one-off event. We expect that after this, authorities are definitely going to look into improving their security measures at these municipal airports. I do not believe that they have the electronic scanners, the security scanners, to put people's luggage through and have people pass through as they do to ensure that you are not carrying a lethal weapon in this case. But for now, we're going to take it back to the studios for stuff.
All right, thanks, Mark. All right, so
Thank you very much, Manny Solomaya, our news editor.
Yeah.
I believe that the...
Go ahead. Not here, you went off. Hold on. 1 second. Me try to get you back. All right, there you go.
Yes,
say it again. You believe what?
No, I believe that they at the U.S. Embassy at this point know as much as we do, the local officers. That gentleman spoke because it was a U.S. citizen, and they would need to make a comment.
That's how it is.
Yeah, I don't believe that they have any more information than we do at this point. One good thing I will say, they ask if people are going to be scared to come to Belize. This was not a Belizean that did this.
No.
So that's the first thing.
And that's what he said.
Yeah, this was not a Belizean that did this. This was a visitor, just like every other visitor who brought violence to our country. So I think that should be made very, very clear that that kind of thing here, Belizeans not do that. It's a funny thing also because normally black people don't hijack planes. Black people don't do things like that, kidnapping. You when you hear a thing like that, you usually hear it's on the other side. But anyway, it happens now, and we need to make let everybody know that it wasn't a Belizean. And that is a good thing. Bad thing about this now is that over yonder, 47 going to be keeping an eye on us now. We're writing the scope now. So, yeah. But I can't even believe it's a discussion that we should have had metal detectors at airports, even municipal.
Yeah, the airports authority, civil aviation, they have some questions to answer because one reporter brought it up that, yes, there was a plane that was just removed a couple years back.
Yeah.
I think that plane may crash with the person who stole the plane.
And that's my point exactly right there. What do CEOs do? This happened before. Who is the Minister of Aviation and that kind of thing? Who is the CEO in charge of those kind of things? At the time, you're getting paid $76,000.
And why aren't we following? Why don't be the basic security protocols at any airport?
Exactly. And this is why my point come in. What do CEOs do? CEOs is just like the middleman. That's only a middleman. And a lot of time you get more money, more bang for your buck when you're in the shop. If you eliminate the middleman and you go straight to the producer. So that's how I see CEOs. It's a very unnecessary job. We're paying $88,000 now for 21 CEOs when all the money could be going to better airport security, better fire,
a lot of things.
fire
A better lot of
department.
things.
A better lot of things. The teachers could get their money.
Well,
I don't know if local businessman can carry firearm on local domestic flights. I have no idea.
Well, there's no security, obviously. So our level of security isn't where it should be.
Apparently.
And that like one thing where, it doesn't get on it. That's how it is, and we continue day to day, and that's how it is, and until something happens. And then,
like this.
Right.
But Casale, the one that asked the question, you should know the answer to that, Casale. You called in early and say you just walk right onto the plane with nothing. So whether or not you don't businessman or not, you could walk right onto the plane. Because there's no metal detectors, there's no bag search, apparently. Basic security that they have in supermarkets and department stores. An airport, they don't have. So
again, the airport authority, the people who sit on panel board there, the airport authority, civil aviation, whoever responsible, to make sure that aerodromes have adequate security and security measures. Somebody need to answer some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Why, watch out. We don't allow you with schedule. No bring no aerodrome, Airport. Airport. Y-A-W-P-O-O-T. Airport.
Yeah. You said why? Y-A-W.
We'll take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Back with more stew. Yo, what a stew for today.
We hope that Marisol comes back from the aerodrome.
Yes. Our editor is the best.
Hey.
Yes.
I said what I said.
Again, hoping that the individual who, under critical care right now, make it.
We hope he pull through. Pull through.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
We hope he pull through.
I mean, what they said.
Yeah.
That the plane, they're right there out of gas, right
out of fuel.
Yeah, that's another thing.
So imagine the plane in the air.
Only God, trust me, you don't even want to think about that.
One of our listeners who call in every now and again, put up a post that said, "No coya with no fool, 2 hijackers, 2 down." Was there another one that I missed? Was there something else that I missed?
I don't know what the president.
We don't know. You should have asked him.
We know we the report on, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm asking maybe something happened that we didn't know another time.
Yeah, that's why. You should ask the person.
I shall check.
I know there was what's making a wrong story about some bomb threat in San Pedro.
Yeah, that's what Marisol had asked.
That's going wrong.
Said he knows nothing about that.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't because he's there dealing with that, but
because they're doing that
reports
thing.
Are coming out that I don't know. So
and may I just may the Morning Stew go on record as to say, my chest feel kind of big, and the heart feel kind of proud because a situation like this that nobody in Belize ever imagined would happen, happened. And the relevant authorities got together with what little they knew, and everything turned out okay. So respect to the commissioner for jumping in a shot. You never even had time.
You never got no role to play.
You should have seen John Smith. Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
You should have seen.
No, but it may be interesting to know how you play out.
Boy, I don't want to know.
If the person who had the firearm didn't have the firearm.
No, well, what would have happened then? I believe that the police and military would have stormed the plane because they had already, like the commissioner said, he was.
They already knew the weapon he had.
Well, that's nice and good, but if the person may hold somebody like at knife point.
Oh yeah. Well, you see, then we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about it.
That's why I say, it may be another story for see how it may work. Play that out. That may be a standoff.
But respect to our security forces for a job well done. Message to CEOs and stuff that $19,000 raise when they give one another thing like that. If the 21 I want to put that money together, you could have powered by a helicopter for Astrom or give a helicopter,
Let me be right back. Let me grab this break. Got me done shot that one.
Yes, I had to tell him about
it.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or
say, like they could catch her when they ask her, what should we give to Caesar? And Jesus tell them, render unto Caesar what is Caesar, and unto God what is God's. And if Caesar say, you could open, that's what Caesar say, render unto Caesar what is Caesar. Yo, that really don't make no sense, because if you know the night is liquor Friday, you ain't stock up Thursday night. So it's only a convenience thing, I guess. I was speaking to the gentleman that put up the post about no Sunday. He reminded me that way back in the 90s, a Salvadorian ambassador was kidnapped.
Yeah, when we speak on that,
taken up the road, and gone. And a Belizean sniper, whose name shall not be called, picked them out. Pow! Done.
Yeah. I talk about earlier when I said, and then there was a boss one too.
Yeah, you see how old you are?
Yeah. I remember a sniper one for you though.
Yeah.
I remember a vehicle, if I'm not mistaken, I mean a white car, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. You might be confusing the O.J. Simpson thing.
Oh, damn O.J. Simpson.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. But yeah, this was really a downhill.
So I like my news editor. My news editor sharp.
All right, what you do? You guys see. Okay, I not see. Oh yeah.
Marcel said, better read that. Marcel said, you better read this, because we can't go through this right now. Hold on. So, the police department, formation, blah, blah, blah. Intoxicating Subject to Section 27 of the Intoxicating Liquor License, Chapter 150. Revised edition 2020. This is the whole thing. Regulation 5, Intoxicating Liquor License Regulation. The following provision apply to all licensed premises concerning their hours of operation. I try to say the date for this. The day. Easter weekend. The sale of liquor during Easter weekend 2025. During the, no, they said the whole damn weekend, so I don't know. During the period as annexed, no liquor shall be exposed for sale, sold, consumed, or delivered on such premises at any time during the period when they are required to be closed. No, these are closed. Be reminded that Good Friday, April 18, 2025, from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m., no person other than the license holder or the employee shall be on the licensed premises. No liquor shall be sold in a restaurant except to a customer buying a full meal.
What?
Buying a full meal therein and consuming the liquor with the meal therein. Section 9 of the Act states, it shall not be lawful for any person to sell liquor in a restaurant license holder under this act except to a consumer buying. So yeah. In addition, commanders are directed to carry out inspections on all liquor license premises within their area of responsibility. Your inspection are to ensure that all provisions of the act are adhered to. So, you know, all the places who could sell liquor,
if you're buying a full
the restaurants will have liquor license.
Everything got loophole.
And
you can't sell.
You consume the liquor as part of your meal, but you can't go buy no liquor no way about.
Loophole. So that means I can't go buy a $5 chicken and then go down to a store and say, give me a bottle of liquor? Can't do that?
Well, if that store want to get charged for something, I could go ahead.
So what would that mean to people out there is that Thursday night, when you can't, tomorrow the weekend, right? You start the weekend.
Well, I mean, you do what you want, you know. You're a private citizen, you could do what you want within the ambits of the law. But this is a shop holders.
But what I'm saying is some of these laws are kind of just there for tradition.
People can't roam in at their house. You can't bypass that. I mean...
Yeah, and people go and buy rum the night
before. You can't stop that. They just say during that day, you don't have to sell none. That's all. That's it.
It's sort of like just one law with it for sure. Come here, boys and girls. Come here.
No, but you could say... No, but I mean, you could say it that way. That like Christmas, where you could say... Well, everybody want to buy till 11:59 and still come Christmas Day, somebody want to find a reason to go buy again. So, you know, people are always buy. Who's that?
Who that? There's a whole pile of people in my house, Frisco. I don't know half of them want to come.
Well, you look very family right now. Pictures on the wall and everything. Whoa, more kids. Oh, my goodness.
Yes. This is Eliana. She the ball because you need a hurter.
Oh, man.
This is Ariali. I know that one back there.
Who's she?
All right. But no, when they make like 3 and leave.
No. What is that? What? No, Groove, where the cross about? What's up with the cross?
They went to Bible school.
What
because
is that?
That's how I get my blessing, through them.
Okay.
So they got to Bible school and they made this thing that says, He is risen.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
That's the way they put on the bun too. When they ready and say,
It is risen.
No.
Boy.
It is risen. All right. So I got my next break. So anything else, Michael, anything else? You want to do the weather real quick? Let's get the weather. Want to go on again? Or that me? Well,
no.
All right. Yeah. Go there. I Tony G passed the wire there.
From the Marx brothers.
Uh-huh.
Well, you remember Harper Marx and all of them?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, we got the great granddaughter Anya, ladies and gentlemen, Anya Mark.
Get set.
Get set.
Get ready.
Lightering and tropical depressions, cold fronts.
All right, so here we go. Here's your weather for today, Thursday. It says that generally fair weather conditions will prevail. In our forecast, partly cloudy tonight. Showers will be isolated except for a few more over the south. Winds blowing east-northeast at 10 to 20 knots. The sea state is choppy. Waves beyond the reef 3 to 5 feet. Temperatures for today on the coast, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Inland areas, 92 degrees Fahrenheit. And in the hills, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. We are currently experiencing, a high tide coming up shortly, guys. Shortly at 11:49. A low tide comes in at 7:34 tonight, followed by another high that is scheduled for 1:49 early morning. Sunset this evening at
1 from 10 past 6.
Whee! And the moon will rise at 10:23 tonight. In our outlook, this is through to Friday night, is for continuing fair weather with isolated showers. Our forecaster is Michelle Augustine, and that's your weather.
Thank you very much, Miss Michelle Augustine and Miss Anya Mark. I was going to have Mr. Get Set Go to do the weather, but Get Set Go couldn't make it, so I had Lucille Ball's son. You remember Lucille Ball's son, Mater? Lisa? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here she is. Here he is. Put your hands together. Mater Ball.
See why, boy. See why.
I know the area, boy. I know the area.
Oh, yeah. Mater Ball.
Why don't you turn on your microphone?
Yes. So there's a clockwise spin, a big gyro in there. That's bringing,
there is a gyre?
Yeah, so the airflow is moving one way, coming on down into the Caribbean, then moving on up. So, it might be a nice little breeze blowing.
A breeze blowing here and there.
So, yeah. And we said, for the weekend. Okay, let me look at the map. Here it is.
The map. The map.
You see when you have the airflow without any blockage, you got nice airflow. So that's going to be the scenario moving into the weekend, into next week. Where we at right there? Let me look. I see the D and then I don't see it again. But yeah, more the same. Nothing significant to talk about. The weekend looks nice.
Yes.
Good Friday looks nice. And then Saturday, all ready for the races. Yeah. Might see some cloudy spells in the morning. You always get a little cloudy spells Saturday morning, Yeah.
Lisa just show me bun.
Mad as. Buns are around the buns.
Yes, with the cross man at the boy.
Hot cross buns, eh?
Already.
Hot cross buns.
I hope my other day not a stash. Yeah. Well.
Hold on. Yeah. But yeah. What a way, what a day. Early out. Excitement.
I know, right?
Excitement of the day. We try to get back Rami out.
Never Ram. All right, brothers. Greetings on this holy Thursday. You know, the thing in the world is that only this week the days are holy. The rest of the year is not holy. But that incident with that hijacking, why I remember long time ago, one lady used to work for the old Romax. She tell me the story that her son was a pilot and he was hijacked with the plane and he never come back. They never find him on the plane.
Yeah, I remember that. Well,
right there, I believe.
But I remember an incident like that.
The lady used to live down Gabriel Lane, no, Frisco Street.
And she tell me that he said my son he was a pilot and the carry no plane or the boy no fine. Yeah. Okay. Land of the free, Belize land of the free is beautiful, but it needs some security because you too free. People just come in, and so I remember when I traveled to other countries, even on the bus, they have a metal detector. Before you go into the bus, they make you take off all your things from your pocket. Your luggage never go with you. You go on another compartment.
Right.
And before you go into the bus, you have to take out everything from your pockets.
They got at the hospital.
Because only so they make sure that they carry no weapon or nothing in your pockets or so.
Yep.
Even when I tell you I travel several, I go all the way to Pambos from Guatemala City to Costa Rica, and you have to be searched. So we needed that because it's true, like Casale, a couple of times I travel, I realize nobody they ask you for nothing. You just go in and go about your business, nobody ask you. And worse, if you got a friend. Because I remember when I traveled last time, I traveled to Miami, Dallas, LA, San Diego. Every time I go, somebody I know, they need to check by me. Because they know me. Hey, you all right? Yeah, go through. Imagine if I have a bag of full bag or something. Yeah. Nobody check me. Yeah. So, but we need it in Belize, even though it's so beautiful and free and everything. But we can't continue like that. Guys, I wish the best weekend for you. Enjoy yourself, or remember I always tell you, if you drive, don't drink, but if you drink, invite me.
Yes, there it is. There it is.
Guess, but I know Lisa don't have the mermaid suit.
Oh boy, there it is.
Watch out.
Back in the days when I used to the old day, I have on my land shark suit.
Oh.
There you go.
All right, Ram.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Respect, brothers. Mona Lisa Low.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ram. I hope you enjoyed your birthday.
Oh yeah, Ram birthday me yesterday for you.
Yesterday it was.
That's like the man will tell your wife, he said, babes, he said today that Good Friday. He said, I am play like Jesus and I am disappear today. I mean, they come back till Monday.
Yeah.
His wife tell her, he said, well, all right. He said, you go ahead. He said, I am play like Mary. When you come back, I am pregnant, but untouched by my husband.
Woo-wee. You take a break right there. We'll be right back, guys. It's terrible.
Yo, Frisco. I may tell Lisa that you may know that Elvis is Spanish.
Which Elvis?
Elvis Presley is Spanish.
Uh-huh.
Because I figured it out last night. You have El Matador. You have El Chapo. You have El Mucho Grande. And then you have Elvis. So it's the Matador, the Chapo, the Grande, and the Vis. Elvis' name was Vis. He was the Vis.
Oh, the Vis. All right.
Elvis.
The Vis Presley.
Look, we got through. Thank you.
Lord.
Right. People celebrating birthdays today. It's bringing back the crew.
And there's a couple. Yes. This is the one and only Miss, let me see, Miss Elizabeth Belisle.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you, Miss Elizabeth Belisle.
Happy birthday,
Hope you have many, many more. Coming to you from all your friends and family. Wishing you happy and lots
Happy
more.
Birthday.
Yes. But not only that, there's a whole lot. This is the one and only Mr. Dorian Baltazar. When you say his last name,
AKA.
Yes.
Well, yes, man.
DJ Black.
Man, tell me my birthday for you, you know.
When you say his last name, you just can't say Dorian Baltazar. You have to say Dorian Baltazar.
You got to emphasize.
Baltazar.
Yes.
That was one of the wise men who went to see Jesus, you know.
Baltazar.
Dorian made the play Marvin Cease.
Yes.
Adam Dorian.
Lick you up. Lick you up. Yes. Who else we got? This is the one and only, the lovely and talented. This is Mr. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. But happy birthday to you, good sir. That right there is the lovely and talented Mr. Gilbert Halls.
Happy birthday, Gilbert.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Gilbert. Remember they wrote a song about him? Why, Gilbert? Yes. All right. Who else do we have?
Is that a while or why? Why, Gilbert, or why?
And why? They ask why? But yes. This is Mr. Alex Joel Simpson.
Happy birthday, Alex Joel.
You, good sir. Coming to you from everyone that loves you, including your mom, Lisa. Yes.
Yay. Happy birthday.
Right? Yes, but
thank you so much, Marita.
Yes.
This is
Do you all know this young Miss Babs?
Yay.
Barbara Claire Gabrielle celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Miss Babs. Hope you have many, many more.
Indeed.
Yes.
Happy birthday to all. Enjoy your day.
Yes, and this is the one and only Big Wolf Songs. Yes. Big Jun. Wolf Songs.
Jun.
Yes. I hear that right there. You see how big the man big? It tore right over that big 5-story hotel behind and there.
Don't worry.
Yes. That's right. But who else do we have celebrating a birthday today? Miss Irene Gill. Come on down. You've won yourself a dinette set from Broyhill. Yes. Happy birthday to you, Irene. Coming to you from Satan, from Homie, from everybody. Wishing you many, many more. Happy birthdays. Yes. Yes.
Happy birthday.
And this is Elaine Vernon, entertainer, Belizean entertainer, dead of foreign. May good things happen to you and enjoy your birthday.
Of course.
Enjoy your birthday.
Course.
What? Who this is?
This is DJ Rup Rap.
What?
AKA Byron Adolphus.
Man.
And here he is. Here he is at Chatamal. This about wait. This guy's store look big. Happy birthday, sir. Hope you have many, many more. Man, gone wait in a lone chunk later.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Is there anyone else? Yes, of course there is. This is Miss Dawn Adderley. Happy birthday to you, Miss Dawn Adderley. Coming to you from Olive and all your friends and family, wishing you many, many more. There she is too. A birdie said, Miss Dawn Adderley.
Mm-hmm. And this is Trust India's mom, Miss Beulah.
Yes. Happy birthday, Miss Beulah.
Happy birthday.
Me like the dashiki. Miss Beulah, your son say I send me the shirt where him the wear. I like that one where you got on too. So, you know, you can send that one to me too if you want.
Carmita Herbert, good morning and thank you so very much. Also to Miss Beulah Longsworth. Thank you. Right. Be safe as well. Happy Easter to you guys. Happy Easter.
Who is that beautiful young lady right there, Miss Love?
Happy 4th birthday to Jalea, coming from your Auntie Van Van and Big Ava. Oh, you mean? Lot of requests. Lot of birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes, lot of gifts.
I was shocked when I was listening to the report earlier and I heard that the commissioner said that the passengers are like the plane. Oh, never mind.
I mean, my mind got right there when you say it.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I say, after everything happened about
I said, group take long. You don't say nothing about it. I said, okay, I'll leave it like that.
Because I know timing, you know.
Right. Time and place. Time and place.
Then would not have been a good time to say it in the middle of a big serious story. No, yeah.
Light it, my boy. All right, well, we got to get on out. We got to get on out.
That's right.
Oh, guys, what a day. What a day. What a day. What a day. Thank you so much.
That's right. Hold on, Miss Love. Let me just say this. Ladies and gentlemen, when we see you again on Monday, the whole Easter celebration will have finished.
What are you talking about? It's going to be Tuesday. Hush.
What? When you come back on Tuesday, Drew?
Yes, it's
all right.
Tuesday.
Well, what I'm saying, by that time, the crucifixion would have taken place tomorrow. The resurrection would have taken place on Sunday. And the ascension would have taken place a few days later. While we go out and we enjoy ourselves, we just want to keep in at the back of your mind what we are celebrating. Try to keep the drinking to a minimum. If you drink, not drive. If you're going to socialize, make sure nobody have no weapons wrong there, because socializing never end up good. So, going to take care of ourselves. We want to turn back here again on Tuesday. Right, Miss Love?
Definitely. Thank you so very much, guys.
There is original champ, bad boy on the bike. That's me right there.
It's about the 95th running of the annual Holy Saturday Cross Country Cycling Classic that comes up on Crum Radio on Saturday.
What time you going live? Saturday.
A little after 5 a.m.
All right.
Sure.
Yes. So tune in. All right. We invite you to tune in. Also,
so that means you have to get up like 3:30.
Right.
Hey, go with time to work tomorrow again.
Who, me? From 4:30. From 4:30.
Hey, that's
yes. I agree.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so very much for staying with us.
Hey, Lexi. Hey, Lexi, the deal is sports right now, pan XTV, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Lexi,
very nice.
Yeah, Lexi. Maybe Lexi, Moose, and Palace.
Joe.
Lexi got the stats.
Well, Lexi. Lexi they into the riding circle, you know. Lexi in the riding circle.
Yeah, Lexi
know which wheel go up on the front and which wheel go up on the back.
Exactly. And Christy gonna be in there too, because Christy started to try to sell Frisco bike.
Oh,
every time Every time I put in my bed, she want to charge me $5 more.
Load by herself. Oh boy. All right, guys.
All right,
Happy
guys.
Easter
Thank
weekend.
you. Happy Easter.
See you all
Happy
on Monday. Make
Easter,
sure to come back.
Say Tuesday,
Monday?
yeah. Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, you do work Monday?
But you could tell you said a backslider because she know to come in for Monday.
And one left me hot potato boy, but anyway, I left for now.
But it's strong, man. But it's strong.
See, if you provide transportation, I have no problem. But I ain't got that, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
And let's pray that these CEOs and people realize the error of their ways and their sinful choices to grant themselves such a major pay hike when people out there to starve and ability to grow.
Mm-hmm. Guys, thank you so very much.
So hold on, real quick. We shared Creme News Center shared a thing. The person who was injured in need of blood.
Okay.
Really?
What type of
He's
blood?
in need of a blood donor. I just talked with him. Ronald yesterday. Yesterday was Ronald's birthday. Ronald give blood often, you know. Ronald must save a lot of people's life.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, the person who needs blood is Jair Castaneda. He's in critical condition from the injuries.
Okay. What type of blood, though?
Never say.
We pray for him.
Oh.
Well, it doesn't matter, I think, as long as you go and give blood, they will provide what he needs.
I think he's at the healthcare partners right now. That's the person who was injured.
Yeah, we are praying for his
so
speedy
the
recovery.
fella is critical, man. I think they're in the balance right now. So anybody want any blood donor? You know, the name that Jair Castaneda. Okay.
Oh, thoughts or prayers over him over this weekend.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Guys, please be safe. We can't stress that enough, man. Please be safe. We love you. We hope to see you on Tuesday.
All right.
It is willing. We will see you right back here on Tuesday. Take care of you and you, and I promise to take care of me, to everyone on the road, the seas, the air, the street, the roads. Please be safe. We love you. Take care. Ayo.
Ayo.
Happy Easter.
Ooh, that's it.